Hi guys, so I'm going to show you, I had a request of how I did these, my freehand watercolor mani right here, and I will do the best I can. I'm going to give it a try. I don't have a setup for hand painting. My setup is really not, the best for that, but I will do the best I can. So what I did was, I'm going to start with this one right here. I've already got it ready. Got a soft white on it. And then I'm just using craft paints. I've used expensive watercolors before and they just dried up in the tube. I don't take classes, I'm just teaching myself. I'm going to use, my favorite little detail brush. It's by Light Elegance. It's called a gel art brush, but any kind of a shorter liner kind of brush will work for this. And just a little plastic cup with water in it, and I would get a little tile or something that you can dilute your paint with. So we're going to start with this, and I will put the names of what these paints are in the information box, but right now I'm just going to start out now, and I just did basically just a flower, and just kind of put it down or up, or kind of moved it around. And this one here's got a little more color than these do, but that just depends on how much you water it out, how much water ratio to paint. So I'm just going to start, and I'm going to put, okay, so I'm going to put some paint on my little tile here. Let me see if I can move my tile over here. How about there? Yeah, I'm going to put some here. And I'm going to put some water on here right by it, right by my paint. And I'm going to start with, let's see, where do I want to put my flower at? So I'm going to try and do this because I have to kind of do it upside down and backwards, but I will try. Okay, so this is how I did this one. I just started with some color, some watered color in the center. And then I'm just going to add a little more water, some really diluted, and I'm going to do about approximately 6 petals, and they're kind of fat with a, they kind of come to a point. So I don't know how this is going to work, but I will do the best I can. So let me look at it for a second so I can just start my first one. So they're kind of fattish, and if you don't want yours that way, you don't have to do it. And I will tell you one thing, that if you're kind of a perfectionist, and you really like things to be exact and in the line, this could drive you nuts, because it kind of does me. But I do like how it turns, it looks kind of soft and pretty, and I kind of like that. Okay, so you just have to use, it's less paint, more water, if you want it to be have more of a faded look. And honestly, I really have no idea how this is going to turn out. I really hope it turns out and doesn't look stupid or something, but I don't know that it's going to be, not being able to see it, I have a little less control over how my paint is going to look, as far as whether it's more faded. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. I'm going to try putting this nail upside down so that maybe you can see it and I can see it, and I have to keep this thing kind of held up because of the way my camera is. So this is what I've got so far. So I don't know, anyway, hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm going to turn it upside down again, and I'm going to do another petal. And my favorite way, I think, that I like it is, oops, dang it, I don't want to lose control over this thing, is if you kind of, when you're doing your, outline of, your petal, I kind of like it when I have it a little more faded in the center, and then it leaves sort of a dark outline. So I don't know how this flower is going to look, but I hope it turns out good. I think I have something on this nail. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's still some residue from the gel. It's not wanting to work. Wow. So I'm just going to wipe this off. And if you get your petals on here and you don't like them, you can, if they're starting to dry, just take a little bit of an acetone with a little, brush kind of like this, like with an edge, kind of a clean out brush, and, you know, just take it off. The petal or whatever it is that you don't like. Okay, so I'm gonna try doing it like that. And I'm sorry that this is not, you know, looking as good as I like to think it did when I was looking at it the right way, and you still can't see a thing, can you? All right, let me try it this way. Let's see if I can see it and you can see it. At least enough. Okay, and all right, so I need one more petal. It's not looking super great. I'm sorry. It's not, it's very possible it's not going to look as good as my, you know, my sample one. So I'm going to do it, try and do another one right here. Another petal right there. I think part of my problem is that there's some residue or something on this nail. And I don't know, maybe when I wiped off the, you know, the sticky inhibition layer from that gel, it may not have come off good enough or something. So it kind of just, you have to be careful, because I think I got a little more water on there than I should have. So you can see that it's kind of spreading out maybe more than I would have liked it to. I'm going to see if I can kind of save it right here. Okay, wait a minute, let me turn it this way. And see if I can give that a little more shape on this one here. So I think that's right where there's some residue or something. That's why it's not wanting to cooperate. All right, I'll just do the best I can, and hopefully it'll still look pretty. All right, so see how it's got sort of a that darker outline even on the faded petal? Oh, I have to hold this way up. Okay, anyway, can you see that, I hope? Where there's kind of an outline, darker outline on the petals. That's the, you know, part I really like. I like it when it does that, but I think this petal here doesn't have a great shape. And it is kind of hard because, like I said, this really is a little more abstract, you know, than just regular acrylic painting is. And, you know, it's, you know, the lines are so-called blurred compared to normal, you know, on regular painting. But I think this still could turn out pretty, even though it looks like a hot mess right now. I'm going to see if we can make it, you know, turn into a pretty flower. But I do have a teeny bit right there that I would probably take. I don't know if my fingernail, not messing everything up, no. So I would take just a teeny bit of my acetone on this little, you know, cleanup brush, and I would go along there, and I would just kind of carefully, don't get too close, just kind of lightly, you know, dab until you got off that line that you didn't want, or whatever, or the petal that you didn't want, or leaf that you didn't want, or something like that. So it's still wet, so I have to let it dry a little bit, but we can go ahead and go on and do, you know, the kind of a turquoise seafoam kind of leaves there. We'll do those two right now. So I'll get that paint over here, and we're going to put a little bit of that on our tile with some water. First I'm going to dab some paint on my tile. I didn't need near as much as that. And that's another nice thing about this is, like with the craft paints, I mean, I really do love the way they work and look and everything, and it just takes a teeny bit, especially for the nails, teeny bit of this paint. So I'm going to start out, and I want to do one right here, one of my leaves right here between those petals. So I'm going to kind of do a line first. It's, you know, it was some watered paint. Unfortunately, with this tutorial, it's hard for you to tell what consistency it is. You're just going to have to, you know, kind of practice and see, you know, how thick or thin you like your paint to get the effect that you want. So I don't want to overdo it with water because I don't want it bleeding all over the place. So you have to kind of, you know, kind of watch that. But so, like I said, it does not have to be perfect. And in fact, it's kind of hard to get it that way with watercolors anyway. So I'm going to put my other leaf. Where do I want to put my other leaf at? I think I'm going to put my other leaf like right, Oh, dang it, I have to hold my arms up so high. Okay, sorry. Hope you can see it. I'm going to do it right here. And now I'm going to kind of add it in. And so let me turn it this way so you could maybe see it better. Okay. And I'm going to kind of my shape a little different. There we go. So there's those. Really easy, huh? It's amazing how, you know, it turns out pretty and it looks kind of like like I said, a hot mess. So next I'm going to do, it looks like it's dry enough in the center. So I'm going to do my yellow. So I'm just using kind of a lemon yellow. I'm going to dab a little bit of color on here. And then water, right? You know, some paint and water next to that, dab. And then I'm just going to go and do a center. So I'm just going to go kind of in a circle and do my center. Okay, and just sort of let it dry, you know, like that. And it should make a little bit, you know, that darker ring on the outside of it as well. And then the color will be lighter in the center. And I really like that look. Like I said, I really do. That's kind of my favorite thing. And you know, if you like where your petals and stuff would be more, you know, a lot softer, more, you know, more faded looking like this one is, you know, that one's a lot lighter, then you would just, you know, have more water. You know, thin it out more, your paint out more. So I kind of like the saturated color, but I like it both ways. All right, so we got our yellow. Our yellow is drying. We'll move the yellow out of the way for a minute. And then we're going to do this kind of, I guess, another branch with leaves in it, or a little kind of ferny, whatever it is on there. Sorry. I just kind of do what I like. So I'm going to take some of that green paint and I'm going to put it on the tile, just like we've been doing, and add some more water on the side of it with some of the paint. Take some of the green paint, pull it to the side, and add more water to it. All right, and then I'm just going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? Probably come from here and go down that side. So I think I'm going to kind of go, let's see, I'm going to have to do it upside down so that you can see it. So I think I'm going to go from, I'm going to do the leaf. And I cannot really see it. But I'm going to go kind of like that. And kind of down here. So can you see that? It's not very dark. That's how I'm going to start. And then I'm going to add some more leaves in. Okay. So I'm going to go, let me turn it upside down again. Okay, so I'm going to add another one going like this. There. And another one probably, I don't know if you'll be able to see it if I do it, but I'm going to try so both of us can see it somehow. This one, okay, got one there, just kind of a little one there. And then I'm going to go again with another one. Get it down a little bit. Kind of went over my petal a little bit, but that's okay. You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to on yours. But I'm going to add another leaf right here. And I think I'm going to add one more on this side too. Let me see if I can do it where you and I can see it. Okay. Yeah, so we'll look at it a second. Okay. Okay, I think that works. I am going to add a little bit more. Let me do it upside down to this stem right here. So it shows up just a little bit more. There we go, like that. Okay? Okay, So I'm going to now take and I'm going to add some, actually, you know what? Well, maybe I can, so I don't know if you can see on this one or not, but just to give it a little, I don't know what you want to call it, but kind of a smoke effect, I guess, of adding some more color in here. So it's not just all stark white. I did some pink here, and then some of that same green I just used on this fern thing, and I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to take some of the green first, and you want this even more watered down if you can, because you're just, so like I'm going to add it, probably put down some here near I'm going to add some more water to it. Okay, below your pink. So it's going to have to dry, and it's just going to be kind of, how it's going to be. And then maybe some up here too. Not too much, just a little. It might be really super light where you barely even see it, but that's okay too. You don't want it running into your, your fern thing. Okay, so we're just going to I'm going to take some of that off. Just because I don't have time for it to take too long to dry. Okay, so you can see the green there. Now we're going to get some more of that pink, and we're going to do a little pink just like that. Okay, so let's get that really thin too. And I'm going to add the pink so that it's right above this green right here. So we're just going to kind of do that. Just kind of, okay, let me see it a second. So there's that, and then I'm going to add a little pink down here too. Right, where do I want to add the pink? Right, maybe in between where the green is. Okay. And maybe soften it just a little with some water. Oops. Okay, that was too much water. Oh, I disappeared it, didn't I? That's all right. I got some more here. So here we go. Okay, just like that. It's kind of like pink smoke, a little bit of pink smoke. And then it just has to dry. So the next thing I'm going to go to is I'm going to take some black to do my center of my flower right here. Some little, so like on this one here. Let's put this next to it. Okay, see, I did that little bit of dark. I'm going to do that on this one too. And I'm taking black. And it doesn't take very much, just a very tiny, 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 tiny bit of black. Just a little dot of black. And then water. Water, 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 water. Okay. And now I'm just going to kind of do some little dots. Just some kind of, okay, I probably want more water than that. Have it softer, but don't put too much water, on this. There we go. And try not to, touch them together. You want them to be, and usually an odd number is, okay, wait, I don't want to mess this up. Usually an odd number is better than even to the eye. I think I did exactly what I told you not to do. Yeah, so I just took some off. I'm going to put a little dot back there. Yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing this upside down. That's okay. We're going to go with it. You'll be able to do them tinier, because I can do them tinier when I'm looking straight at them. But this is fine. We'll do it just like that, and it's still going to be pretty. And actually, I'm going to add a little black also down my fern, stem. Let me do it upside down. Actually, that's not upside down, is it? I did my fern upside down. That's okay. So I'm going to do that just right where this, kind of over this long over top the stem as light as I can, because I don't really want to thicken it up, you know, more than I have to. So it just gives it a little bit more definition, or, you know, whatever, depth and color. You don't have to do that either, but, you know, but you can. So that's how it's looking so far. And now we're going to add a little bit more yellow around that center. It's going to soften that black up just a little bit. You know, this is kind of fun, actually, just kind of play with it, you know, like when you're not in a hurry and you can just kind of play around. It's actually kind of therapeutic. Okay, so now I'm putting some more yellow on here, and I'm just going to kind of do a kind of an outline, a circle around the black. It's just going to add a little bit more yellow around the center, and it's going to soften that black up a little bit. Okay, so let me see if I got it, kept it in line. Oh, I got a little bit out. It's okay, it's good. So that's how that is. And then the only thing else I did is I kind of sprinkled in some white spots. So you can, you know, do it with a toothbrush if you want to, if you can be careful enough. You don't want to have anything close by that you don't want to get any paint on, because it's kind of hard to keep it messy. I'm going to use my fan brush though. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my white, I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to put some white on the edge of this tile right here, and I'm going to then add a fair amount of water so that hopefully it will spray like I want it to. So I gotta add a bunch of water here, and then I'm going to put my fan brush. I'm going to dip my fan brush one side in water. Okay, and just, you know, like this part of it here. Okay, and then I'm going to put it on this paint, and there, and hopefully not overdo it, and hopefully do it good enough. So what I do though is I just I'll have this like sitting, okay, let me move that a minute, like sitting facing me, and then I'm just going to use my finger and I'm going to do that with it. I'm going to hit it against my finger and just do it until, you know, you get enough white on it that you like it. So see how it looks? You know, if you want to try and do it with, you know, this brush here, you can try doing that, but I think I just got paint on myself. But this actually, you know, trying to spray it usually works pretty good. But like I said, you can end up with it all over the place if you aren't careful. So now you just let it dry, and then you put your top coat on, you know, either your gel, matte would be pretty on it, or shiny. On this one that I did here, and on my mani, I did shiny, so it really made it pop real pretty, but matte would be really pretty too. Or you can do a regular, you know, whatever your favorite top coat is. It shouldn't smear and everything. So anyway, so thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Click on the bell icon so you'll get a notice for my next new tutorial, which will be really soon, because I've got a large clear jelly stamping plate that I still have to review and swatch. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope this helps. Bye.